everybody. Sal with Sword and Shield here. I come to you this morning with kind of a heavy heart. There was an incident that happened yesterday involving two teenagers with a gun. The Fox 5 is labeling, teen shot by friend playing with a gun at Forsyth County home. I'm going to read this article to you real quick, and then I want to kind of talk on it and touch on a couple things that I think are important. Anyway, let's dive into this real quick. Forsyth County, Georgia is where I live. I live in Forsyth County, right? So this kind of hits home for me, right? This is exactly why I do my home assessment with families with small children. Knowledge on guns is important, and teaching kids how to use a gun properly and or not to touch is also very important. So let me read this real quick. 16-year-old boy is recovering from gunshot wounds, and another 16-year-old boy is being charged. After Forsyth County investigators said they were playing with the handgun over the weekend, the teen who fired the weapon was charged with aggravated battery and minor in possession of a firearm. He was taken into custody by the Department of Juvenile Justice. Forsyth County Sheriff's Office said it happened in a home in the Villages, Castleberry subdivision. Deputies said emergency crews responded to a 911 call reporting the shooting. Investigators said the teen living in the home was somehow able to get a hold of his parents' gun. All right. The teen then loaded it and unloaded it several times and pointed it at each other before the gun was discharged, striking the teen in the abdomen, deputies said. Okay, well, the injured teen was then rushed to the hospital and said he is in stable condition. Thank God, right? Investigators believe alcohol and drugs played a part in the shooting. 16 years old. All right. Both teenagers are in Forsyth County schools. Names are being withheld and is still under investigation. All right, look, let me touch on a couple things right here. First off, you got weapons in your house. You should not allow your children to go search them out in curiosity and start to play with them because they want to see what it does or how it functions. Responsible gun ownership goes with a responsibility, right? It is your responsibility to educate your child on the use of a firearm or the not to touch a firearm in your own home. This is part of why I do my home assessment. Part of it is to teach minors that, hey, they're guns, they fire, they shoot, they hurt people, but they're also to help you, to save your life in the case of an emergency. This is just a report. I don't know any details. I don't know the ins and the outs. Drugs and alcohol, why? They're teenagers. I mean, I get it. They're teenagers, obviously. Okay. But where was the firearm? Why were they able to get to it? Why did they feel the need that they wanted to play with it? All very, very good questions. All questions I cannot answer. I just wanted to touch base on that real quick. I mean, and I don't really understand why the child is being charged with aggravated battery and minor of possession of a firearm. I mean, it's not like he went and got it to create, to go rob a bank or something. So I'm not exactly sure why those two charges. Obviously, again, I don't know. I was not there. The professionals that are conducting the investigation know more than I do, obviously. I would like to say, Godspeed to the child that was injured. I hope he makes a full recovery. Prayers go out to both sides. The child that shot the other one, I mean, I can only imagine what he's going through right now. He injured his friend. I'm assuming they were only playing. They were curious. Kids are curious by nature. It's our responsibility to make safeguards in our home when we have firearms to make sure that they can't get to them. I've always said, an unloaded weapon is an ineffective tool. It is, but a loaded weapon in a minor's hand can be a very dangerous tool. So we do need to make sure that when we're not home, we either take those guns with us or we make sure they're locked away somewhere that the children cannot get to them. But also with that, it's our responsibility to teach our children proper gun handling, okay? You don't want to say, hey, look, this is daddy's gun or mommy's gun. Don't touch. It's mine. if they're curious, they're kids, y'all. They're going to find a way in a time when you're not there to go seek out that curiosity and learn for themselves if you're not willing to teach them. Okay? So it's our responsibility as parents to educate our children on so many different topics. This one, unfortunately, resulted in a child being injured. That's very unfortunate. Like I said, my prayers go out to both sides of the family. I will follow this. I will follow this as the news gives us more information on it. But listen, you guys, if you're in Forsyth County, reach out to me. If you're in any county in my area, I don't care if it's 100 miles, reach out. Let's conduct a home assessment, or let's find someone in your area that can. If you're not in my state, if you're not in my area, there are programs. The police department have programs. The schools have programs. Educate your children. Educate yourselves on what to do with your firearms, especially when you're not there. I've always said, an unwatched child is like a pot that's boiling. It'll boil over until all the water's out, right? You have to keep your eyes on those kids because they're going to do all kind of crazy things. God only, I don't know how my mother survived me and, my brothers. We were always into something. But y'all listen, this is a very important topic, and it touches my heart very, very much, especially for the child that was injured. If you know who these people are, reach out, tell them, wish them the best, say some prayers, see how you can help. For everybody else out there listening to this video, find a way to educate yourself on where your firearms should be properly stored in your home while you're there and while you aren't there. All right. There are mounts you can attach to a wall, magnetic mounts. The guns go right in there. As you come into the house, you stick it in the mount. It's there, right? So you don't have to carry it on your person the whole time you're at the house. When you leave the house, you slip it in your holster while you're going away. If you leave and you don't wish to carry your firearm, make sure that firearm is locked up somewhere where no one can get to it. The other day I had a phone call from someone I know. They said their car was broken into and their purse was removed out of their car. Well, their firearm was in that purse. So if you don't have them on you, you don't have them on you. You can't be responsible for what happens. Actually, you are responsible for what happens even if you don't have it. It's yours. Take the proper steps to safeguard yourself and your children and your home. Okay? Educate yourself on what to do, what the proper steps are to have firearms in your house, firearms in your car. If you have children in your home, your children are bringing friends over, it's your responsibility to make sure that child that does not belong to you is also safe inside your home. That's your responsibility. Those other parents they're trusting you with their child. So anybody who has firearms or wishes to have firearms in your house, educate yourself properly on what to do, where to store them, how to maintain them, and what to do when you're not there if you leave your firearm at your house, especially while your children are unattended. The drugs and the alcohol, that's going to be on you as parents. I can't touch on that. I know where I stand on that topic. I don't think we need to dive into that right now. But again, I hope that the child that was injured is going to be okay. My prayers go out to that person, that family, as well as the other child and the other family. So take a moment, say a prayer for these two families right now in Forsyth County. Again, educate yourself of what to do. If you need any help, if you want my advice, you want my assistance, I will help you if you're in my area, and I will find the help for you if you are not in my area. There are many people like me across the country and around the world that know and have skill sets that can help you employ those firearms in your house properly so no one can get hurt. So do the proper education, educate yourself and your children. Children need to know that their guns are good, right? They're a good tool, but they have to be employed effectively and properly and safely. So children need to be educated as well as the adults, okay? And once the child knows Like my children have been around guns their whole life. They know not to touch them. The same way I was brought up around guns my whole life, my whole childhood. We had guns in my house. My father was a hunter, an avid shooter. He taught me how to shoot from the ripe age of like 3 or 4 years old. So I was educated on guns at a very young age. And I think the younger you educate your child, the easier it is to teach them proper safe handling gun skills and techniques and things like this. So again, we'll hit it one more time. Y'all be safe out there, okay? It is your responsibility if you have a weapon in your home. All right, it is on you. So reach out, send prayers, and let's just hope and pray that the child that was injured is okay and the other family is going to be okay. I don't know what these charges are going to, 16 years old, and you have to have the mindset for the rest of your life that you shot your friend playing because you're curious about something that you weren't properly educated on. And the other kid, Lord only knows if he's going to suffer any long-term effects from this gunshot wound. Hopefully not. It was in his abdomen, so hopefully he'll have a full recovery and there'll be no long-term effects from that gunshot wound. So that's all I really have to say, guys. Again, prayers go out to this family. Y'all do your education, okay? Think about what you're doing. Think about where you have your guns. Let's be safe, okay? So this doesn't happen again. All right? God bless you guys, and I'll be seeing you on the range.